What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with the year #1 playoffs of our Tennessee Titans franchise. This is going to be a huge episode because we're going to find which team brings home the Lombardi Trophy in the very first season of our Tennessee Titans franchise. And I want to see some predictions from you guys. We'll go ahead and show the playoff schedule. And you guys, upon reading this, don't cheat. You can cheat and go to the end of the video, but what fun is that? Don't cheat. Let's see if anybody can predict who is going to come out on top. So in the wild card matchups, we have the Steelers and the Chargers, the Lions and the Saints, the Broncos and the Jaguars, who won our division with only an 8-8 record, and the Eagles and the Packers. Now, we can't see the divisional matchups yet because the wild card matchups haven't been solved yet. But what we can do is go ahead and look at the standings and decipher who are the two teams with the bye week here. And that's going to be the Cowboys, the Ravens, the Seahawks, and the Saints. Nope, not the Saints. And the Patriots here. Okay, so those are going to be the 4 wild card teams there, guys. And not the wild card, the bye week teams, I should say. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead. Let's see some predictions on who you guys think are going to win. It'd just be interesting to see who gets it right. See if you can guess each game. That'd be pretty crazy as well. But anyway, one thing I want to say before we go ahead and simulate the postseason here is the live off-season stream is happening on Friday, somewhere between 7 and 8. I haven't decided yet. I'll make a post tomorrow about that. But if you guys want to have a say in how this franchise turns out, turn up tomorrow because I am hoping to have the largest stream I've ever had. I think my record's 397. If we could top that here, that would be absolutely insane. And I'm going to, trust you guys on a lot of things. Ultimately, I will be making the decision. This is my franchise, but I think you guys know by this point how much stock I put into what you guys are thinking. And if you guys are thinking I should go with a certain player, you might be able to talk me into it. I definitely want to get some opinions. And I want you guys to help me mold this team as we go forward. Let's go ahead and jump into the divisional matchup here. Let's advance the wild card week and see what we got. Man, I am so excited for this offseason. I don't know that I've ever been this excited for one offseason. Now, I am a little concerned. I don't feel like the draft class is as strong as I would like it to be, but I'm sure there are gems that we could find. And with all of us working together, I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to do that. All right, so here we go, playoff schedule. Let's see what we got here. We got the Chargers beating the Steelers 44-34. Player stats. Sometimes this can glitch a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't mess with us too much here. Ben Roethlisberger, 426 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Phillip Rivers with 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Very interesting. It looks like Roethlisberger definitely outdid Phillip Rivers here, but the Chargers are going to come out on top, and this is why. Danny Woodhead, a monster game, 141 yards, 6.7 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns for him. Brandon Oliver, the second-year player out of Buffalo, also got a touchdown here. D'Angelo Williams and Ben Roethlisberger each getting one there, but overall, that's 2 more touchdowns running the ball for the Chargers, and a long of 44 for Danny Woodhead there. Let's go ahead and check out receiving. Antonio Brown, a monster game as to be expected. 13 catches, 185 yards, and a touchdown for him. Marcus Wheaton, a pretty solid game as well. I say solid. It was a great game. 129 yards on 8 catches and a touchdown. Keenan Allen had 2 touchdowns for the Chargers, and Heath Miller getting the other one there for the Steelers. Defensively, Manti Te'o leading the way. People were wondering why so many more tackles are happening in Madden, and that's because they just bolster this assist tackle up. And because of that, it definitely skews the tackle stats a little bit. But overall, it's okay. Sacks, Manti Te'o with the sack, Reyes with the sack, and Unrein with the sack. I might have said that one all wrong, but it's what I do. No interceptions. We already know that. Fumbles forced. Let's see if we have any fumbles today. No fumbles. So the Chargers are going to escape with the victory there. The Lions are going to lose to the Saints 34-30. Definitely a pretty close game there. We're going to have Matthew Stafford, 416 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Drew Brees, 350 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Mark Ingram, a very good game, 105 yards for him and 3 touchdowns. Now, he did fumble the ball, as did Drew Brees for the Saints, but so did Joique Bell, and it doesn't look like the Lions had a rushing touchdown at all. Receiving the ball, Calvin Johnson, again, to be expected, one of the greatest wide receivers in the game, 184 yards on 9 catches for him, 20.4 yards per reception, 1 touchdown there. Josh Morgan had a touchdown for the Saints and 93 yards on 8 catches. Colston had 94 yards on 8 catches. Golden Tate also getting a touchdown for the Lions, as well as 123 yards on only 5 catches. The 2 wide receivers really showing up here for the Lions. Denario Alexander is going to have a touchdown to go with his 58 yards there. Defensively, I had Digbo. I know it. I know I need to know this guy's name. I'm bad with names, guys. Leave me alone. It's what I do. You guys know this by now. Dannell Ellerbe going to have a sack and 2 half sacks for Jordan and Hawthorne here. 2 interceptions, one by Darius Slay and one by Jamarcus Sanford. There should be some fumbles forced here as well. Let's see what we got on this end. Sanford also forcing a fumble. Glover Quinn forcing a fumble, and Nada forcing a fumble and recovering a fumble there for the Lions. That's going to be the only fumble recovery. Moving forward, let's see what we got. The Broncos are going to crush the Jaguars. Not crush, but, you know, 32-20. To be expected here. We didn't really think the Jaguars were going to win. And Blake Bortles struggled with 3 interceptions to 2 touchdowns, whereas Peyton Manning, 351 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. No rushing touchdowns by the look of things. We do see Justin Blackmon had a fumble down there. 93 yards for C.J. Anderson, 5.2 yards a carry. Allen Robinson, a very good game for the Jaguars. 7 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown. Cody Latimer, so second-year player out of Indiana with 105 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 catches and a touchdown. And Virgil Green with a touchdown and 65 yards there. Julius Thomas getting a touchdown against his former team in the playoffs. However, he had a pretty quiet game with only 2 catches. Defensively, we got McCarthy leading the way with 13 total tackles there. Sacks, 3 for Chris Smith. He really came to play. DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller each getting a sack. Interceptions, 2 for Chris Harris Jr., 1 for Javathan there. Let's see. Fumbles forced, McCarthy and McCray each forcing a fumble. McCarthy recovering his. We got one more wild card game before we advance again, and that is going to be the Eagles crushing the Packers 34-13. And that is a big win there for the Eagles. Sam Bradford, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, 322 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions there. Definitely out of character for him. DeMarco Murray, 104 yards, 5.2 yards to carry and a touchdown. Darren Sproles for the Eagles as well with 46 yards, but he also got 2 touchdowns there. Nobody really running the ball well here for the Packers. It looks like Eddie Lacy might be out with an injury. And obviously, that is a huge blow to the Packers offense, which could explain some things. Jordy Nelson, 8 catches, 108 yards for him. Jeff Janis, 8 catches, 98 yards. Jermichael Finley, and then Miles Austin leading the way here for the Eagles with 5 catches. He had 82 yards. Touchdowns, Randall Cobb had a touchdown, 3 catches, 52 yards. And Darren Sproles had a touchdown from the air as well, so he was really doing a great job finding his way into the end zone. Defensively, Burnett leading the way with 9 tackles, sacks, 2 for Nick Perry, 1 for Allen, half a sack each for Barwin and for Thornton here. Interceptions, 1 for Rollins, 1 for Jenkins, 1 for Kiko Alonso from the trade, and 1 for Kendricks. Those 2 players definitely forming a very good middle linebacker duo there. Fumbles forced, no fumbles forced, which means no fumbles recovered. On to the divisional round. We got the Broncos at Baltimore, the Eagles at Dallas, at the Cowboys, the Chargers at the Patriots, and the Saints at the Seahawks. Definitely going to be some good matches here again. Maybe give me another round of projections. If your first round was wrong and you need to change some things, let us know in the comments. I want to see who is going to project all this right. Now, again, obviously somebody could just go and cheat and, oh, I got everything right with the exact score and everything. I'm good like that. That's no fun, though. I mean, you guys could do that. I don't really care, but it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, moving forward. Here we go. The divisional round of the playoffs. Let's see what we got. The Ravens going to beat the Broncos here 38-31. And let's check out the box score. Wow. Peyton Manning, 332 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Joe Flacco, only 180 yards. He did get a touchdown, which means we're probably going to see some more rushing touchdowns out of Baltimore's running game. And, of course, they deliver. Justin Forsett, 140 yards, 7 yards a carry, and 3 touchdowns for him. C.J. Anderson for the Broncos, 87 yards and a touchdown. This dude here, not even going to try to pronounce his name, had a touchdown. And Monte Ball had a touchdown for the Broncos. But, again, overall, we're still seeing 2 more rushing touchdowns here from the Ravens, and that's obviously going to play a huge role in the victory here. Virgil Green, once again, stepping up for the Broncos, filling in for Julius Thomas here. Emmanuel Sanders, 121 yards on 8 catches. Cody Latimer, another big game from him. He had a touchdown with 89 yards, and Demaryius Thomas had a touchdown with 53 yards. First Raven on the list, the ex-Bronco, Wes Welker, 4 catches, 74 yards for him. This dude, again, no point in pronouncing his name unless you guys want your ears to bleed. It won't happen, but he did have a touchdown. Defensively, C.J. Mosley leading the way in tackles here. Sacks, we got 1.5 from Malik Jackson, a half a sack for Jimmy Smith, Brandon Marshall, and Terrell Suggs. Interceptions, 1 for Ladarius Webb. Fumbles forced, we have Jimmy Smith and Zadarius Smith, a rookie from Kentucky there, Bud Dupree's former teammate, and he is also going to recover a fumble. Very impressive there. All right, good job from the rookie showing up here for the Ravens. Let's see what we got in terms of the Cowboys and Eagles. The division rivalry is going to come down to a single point with the Cowboys winning 28-27. And the Eagles looking for a fourth quarter comeback. They outscored the Cowboys in the fourth quarter. It was not quite enough, though. Makes you wonder, had they gone for 1 2-point conversion or something, what the outcome would have been. 341 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception for Tony Romo. Sam Bradford, 212 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Mark Sanchez played a little bit here. It might have been a fake kick attempt late in the fourth or something, maybe, is why we're seeing that. I don't know. DeMarco Murray, though, against his former team, he did come to play with 119 yards and a touchdown. However, he did fumble the ball. His replacement also fumbling the ball, only 83 yards for him, but he did get 4.6 yards a carry, which is pretty solid. Darren Sproles, who had a baller postseason here, added another touchdown to the resume. He did fumble the ball. A lot of fumbles happening right now. Receiving the ball, Cole Beasley, 7 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown for him. Des Bryant, 6 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. I see Williams down here with a touchdown, as well as Jordan Matthews and Jerron Brown. All right, defensively, Sean Lee and Kendricks leading the way in tackles. Sacks, 3 sacks for Graham. Great performance for him. A half a sack for Lee, Kendricks, Brinkley, and Logan. Interceptions, 1 for Sean Lee, 1 for Malcolm Jenkins. We do know there were some fumbles here. Let's see how they played out. 2 forced fumbles for Byron Jones, the rookie cornerback from Connecticut. Great showing from him. Nolan Carroll forcing a fumble as well. The Eagles, the only team to recover a fumble. So even though the corner forced 2 fumbles, it did not ensue in a turnover there. Going to be a little bit of a longer episode, guys. I apologize if you don't like that. Maybe you do like that. I don't know. The Chargers are going to whoop up on the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots 30-13. The Chargers have come to play. Phillip Rivers, 293 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tom Brady, only 159 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. What was going on with him? Danny Woodhead, who had a great first game, getting 84 yards on 4 yards to carry. Blunt with 59 yards, 4.9 yards to carry. Definitely looks like the Chargers did a good job of staying on the field as they ran quite a few more plays. Keenan Allen, 12 catches, 206 yards, and a touchdown. Gronk going to have 4 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Stevie Johnson going to get a touchdown for his new team, the San Diego Chargers. 3 catches, 21 yards for him. Defensively, we got Mayo leading the way with tackles with 11 sacks. Chandler Jones, Flowers, Reyes, a half a sack for Mayo, and more. And that's going to be it for sacks. Interceptions, One by Manti Te'o, making it happen. He is starting to come into his own player and looking like a very solid draft pick for the Chargers. Jamie Collins forcing a fumble, and he will recover the fumble as well. The fourth-year pro out of Southern Miss. Moving forward, we got one more divisional game, and that's going to be the Seahawks and the Saints, with the Seahawks winning 30-21. Let's check out the box score here. Russell Wilson, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Drew Brees, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for him. Running the ball, beast mode, Marshawn Lynch, 152 yards on only 19 carries. Good for 8 yards a carry and a touchdown. Mark Ingram with 73 yards and a touchdown, but only 3.7 yards a carry there. Receiving the ball, Jermaine Kearse came to play, 108 yards for him and a touchdown on 9 catches. Doug Baldwin, 68 yards on 6 catches. Jimmy Graham, 48 yards on 6 catches against his former team, a team he made a name for himself with, and now his new team is going to blow by them to advance to the conference championship. Josh Morgan, 4 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. Kearse and Chris Matthews getting the touchdowns there for the Seahawks. Defensively, Browner and Wagner are going to be leading the way. So Browner, another former team here. You know, it's interesting seeing all these key matchups of big-time players against their former teams. Junior Gillette with the sack, Bunkley with the sack, and DeMarcus Dobbs getting a sack here for the Seahawks, the guy I like quite a bit. Half a sack for Jeremy Lane and Cassius Marsh. Interceptions, we got 3, Jeremy Lane, Sanford, and Williams. Sanford having a very good postseason as well. Unfortunately, it ends here today for him, but that's a guy who's made quite a lot of plays throughout the postseason. Maybe a guy to keep an eye on as we move forward. Earl Thomas III, both forcing a fumble and recovering it there. On to the conference championship game. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see another round of predictions. Why not? The Chargers at the Ravens, the Seahawks at the Cowboys here. Cowboys have had a monster season so far. Is Tony Romo going to be able to keep it up, or is he going to stumble under the pressure? We are about to find out. Oh, no. There was the higher staff thing. I missed it. No. That's bad news bears for me, man. Don't give me a bad... Oh, it's going to give me a bad coach, isn't it? Wait, let's see if we can still do something here. My owner. Staff. Oh, man. Oh, I can't hire anybody. It's going to automatically do it for me. I can't believe I did that. That's fine. We could fire a coach to begin the season and hire the guy that we want. Or maybe we'll go ahead and get a guy that I like. I don't really know. We'll kind of have to see how all that plays out. As you see, Thomas Single, the guy I wanted, is now gone. Mistakes are made as he is going to the Packers. All right. Let's see. Okay, Clowney going to right end. All right, that move can make some sense for them. You know, that defensive line is going to be beast. I cannot believe I skipped over that. Oh, well. You guys can forgive me. I have faith in y'all. My bad, though. My bad. All right. There's really... Let's go ahead and check out. See what we got here. And the Super Bowl is going to be... Whoops. Postseason. NFL. Oh, man, I went the wrong way. Oh, jeez. This thing just wants to fight me today. Let's do it. It always switches back and forth. I don't understand that. All right, here we go. The Ravens and the Seahawks. The Ravens beating the Chargers 32-24. The Seahawks back to a Super Bowl for a 3rd straight year. And once again, Tony Romo just failing to deliver in the playoffs. Granted, he did get him to the conference championship. I can't hate on that, but only putting up 8 points there. Again, against a good Seattle D, so I understand a little more. 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for Joe Flacco. Phillip Rivers, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. Why is his quarterback rating so much lower? Completion percentage. That would make some sense. But still, I wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference. Interesting. Justin Forsett, 67 yards, leading the way for the Ravens, 58 yards for Danny Woodhead. 2 rushing touchdowns. Javorius Allen, the rookie from USC, making it happen, and Brandon Oliver for the Chargers here. Receiving the ball, Keenan Allen, another monster game from him, 150 yards on 9 catches. In terms of touchdowns, we have Dennis Pitta, Wes Welker, Stevie Johnson, and Antonio Gates delivering the touchdowns here. So tight ends putting in some work. Defensively, C.J. Mosley leading the way in tackles. Sacks, 2 for Suggs. This dude, name who I will mess up royally if I try, and Lawrence Guy getting a sack as well. Interceptions, we have C.J. Mosley and Manti Te'o again making a name for himself in the NFL right now. He is really starting to blossom for the Chargers. 3 fumbles for C.J. Mosley, Stuckey, and Crawford going to be forcing the fumbles. Recoveries, C.J. Mosley getting the only recovery there. Let's go see what happened with that Seahawk game. 30-8. What a monster game here for the Seahawks. And, Tony Romo went down with an injury. That explains a lot. However, he was playing pretty poorly before the injury. The Legion of Boom clearly doing work, forcing 4 interceptions. Russell Wilson doing a great job. 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. Tony Romo, 128 yards, 2 interceptions. And then Brandon Weeden with 2 interceptions on only 96 yards. Let's see. All right, so they played about the same. Looks like Romo probably went down maybe a little bit before halftime, or maybe a little bit after halftime, because you would imagine they'd be passing the ball a lot more, being so far behind in the second half. So, I don't know. It might have been a little bit after halftime. Either way, neither quarterback showed up. Marshawn Lynch, 107 yards, 4.9 yards to carry for him. No touchdowns, though. Joseph Randle did find his way into the end zone for the Cowboys, 4.5 yards and a touchdown. And Robert Turbin, only 3.3 yards to carry, but he did get a touchdown. We see Christian Michael is going to have a fumble over here for the Seahawks. Jimmy Graham, 8 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. And he is finding himself back in another Super Bowl. Jermaine Kearse, 89 yards on 7 catches. Doug Baldwin, 6 catches, 106 yards for him. Des Bryant kind of having a quiet game. Jimmy Graham with the touchdown, and Chris Matthews with the touchdown. And Des Bryant down here, 5 catches, 50 yards, only 1 yard after the catch there. Definitely disappointing for a player of his caliber. Sean Lee leading the way with 13 tackles. Rolando McClain going to be behind him with 12. Cliff Averill getting the only sack on the day. Richard Sherman with 2 interceptions. Kerry Williams with an interception. Orlando Scandrick with an interception. And Earl Thomas III. Again, the Legion of Boom came to play today as they find themselves in the 3rd straight Super Bowl. Drake Nevis going to force a fumble here. And no fumble recovered. All that's left to do, fumbles recovered. All that's left to do is the Super Bowl, guys, and find out which coach they are going to automatically give me. I'm really mad at myself for doing that. We'll be okay, though. We can make something happen. You know, I can go ahead and fire the staff and hire a new one in week 1 of the preseason. Get the guys that I want. That's the only reason I let go of Whisenhunt. I know some people were mad at me for that decision, but you know, oh, I have another chance to hire staff. Okay. But you know, when you come into something like this, guys, when an owner takes over a team, he doesn't want to use the team he inherited. He wants to give his own team a chance. And that's what we're looking to do, guys. That's what I want to do. So signed. A lot of these guys, again, already signed. Let's go ahead and look at coaches only. Mike McCarthy. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay, I was like, why do they have the Tennessee Titans thing behind them? Okay, I got you now. All right, so we could go with Demetrius Turner. Now, he runs a 4-3. I really want to go to a 3-4 team. Ryan Mack. We could have a Mack brother right now, and I think that is the way to go. Hopefully, we can get him. We're going to offer him the basic deal that he's looking for. Switching us over to a 3-4 already, but you know what I mean. All right, so in terms of scouts, I really wanted to get the best scout. That's kind of worrying me a little bit. We should be okay with this, though. Trainers, again, definitely want one of the best trainers. We're going to go ahead and overbid for him. As you can see, quite a lot of teams are trying to get him. And, you know, we want to avoid injuries. That's definitely going to be important for us. So let's go ahead and give him quite a bit more than what he's looking for. And if we can bring him in, that would definitely help our team moving forward by ensuring that we're going to have healthy players. All right, Super Bowl, here we go. Who do you guys think won? Is it going to be the Seahawks or is it going to be the Ravens? Let's find out. See, it switches back and forth. I don't know why it does that. Oh man, I thought I already progressed that far. Okay, never mind. We have to do it once more, which means we're going to scout a little bit. Again, this is going to be a longer episode, I already know. Alright, so let's see what we got. Again, you know, I'm not too happy with this draft class right now, you know. Haven't necessarily found the guys that I'm looking for. And that worries me. That definitely worries me. There's some guys that I do see that I like, but there's a lot of question marks going on right now. And that definitely has me a little bit worried. So hopefully we can find some guys. You know, we need to improve our secondary. That's definitely going to be a huge thing. And I think right now, Beck is our #1 target. B+ man coverage, B+ zone coverage. Now, we don't have a rating on the combine yet. That's going to play a huge role into how everything unfolds. But you know what? Right now, he is my #1 target on the board. Now, we can go over this, guys. Again, I'm telling you right now, the offseason is this Friday, aka tomorrow. I'm uploading this video on Thursday. If you guys want to have a say in the players we draft, please show up, guys. I want this to be the biggest Sneaky Nation turnout of all time, and I think we can make it happen. And you guys would actually be helping me out even more so. A big turnout could definitely go a long way in getting me partnered with Twitch, and that in turn could potentially allow me to make this a full-time job over time, at least get me one step closer to making that happen. So if we can have a big turnout, man, oh my goodness, you guys don't even know how much that would mean to me. It would be incredible. Again, you know, we're really not seeing a whole lot of guys we like. This is somebody I want to keep an eye on. For a 6th round pick, B+ hit power, C+ catching, I don't see anything about his coverage. That definitely worries me a little bit, but he could be a playmaker that we could build up, a good late round guy. But overall, yeah, I mean, we're just, yeah, this is another guy I'd like to keep an eye on. They're saying 5th round talent, and it looks like probably because his coverage skills aren't up there. But look at this. This is another playmaker, as is Corey Bryant. These are 2 playmakers. Their coverage skills might not be there. But this could be a guy that's going to force some fumbles and get some interceptions, and that's huge. That's definitely huge, you know, having a guy like that. You know, we could always potentially build up everything else needed for them to be solid players over time in terms of coverage skills, but a solid backup if nothing else to start things off. Let's go ahead and advance to the offseason, baby. Here we go. Let's see what we got. And do you know what else we might do, guys? I'm streaming tonight as well. We might go over our draft board with everybody, and we can start putting together a draft board if you guys have interest in that. That's something that we might be able to do. We did get our coach. All right, we got Mac and we got the scout. It looks like we might not have gotten the trainer, and that was something I was worrying about. We saw a lot of guys going after him. Re-signing the players, I'm going to wait till the stream to do that. Let's see, do we have the combine results? If we have the combine results, I am down to do a stream tonight. If not, we'll probably just hold off on it, and that'll be okay. Tom Brady retires. We'll check all of that out tonight or tomorrow with the offseason stream. That's just a little spoiler for you. You guys are going to have to remind me to look at the retired players, though. League schedule, Super Bowl champs. Let's figure it out. And the Ravens are going to beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, which I am thrilled with. You guys know I'm not a Seahawk fan. 23-17 is going to be the score. Joe Flacco getting it done. Russell Wilson, what in the world happened to your soul? Oh my gosh, 143 yards. Not even a great game for Joe Flacco. Couldn't even breach 200 yards. Now, he did throw 2 touchdowns with 0 interceptions. But Russell Wilson, what are you doing? 45 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 4 of 7. I told you earlier, sometimes this game glitches. I'm wondering if this is one of those game glitches. We'll find out. They did run the ball quite a lot here, over 30 rushing attempts. In fact, they're probably coming up on 40 rushing attempts, close to it. Marshawn Lynch, 98 yards, 5.4 yards a carry. Once again, did not get into the end zone, though. Justin Forsett, 72 yards, 5.1 yards a carry. Did not find his way into the end zone. Robert Turbin, 3.5 yards a carry, 53 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he fumbled the ball twice, and that is huge. On the flip side, guy whose name I'll never get right also fumbled twice. He did get into the end zone as well. Receiving the ball, and yes, this was a glitch. Because as you can see here, Curse alone had 79 receiving yards. Doug Baldwin had 30. Only 16 for Jimmy Graham. You know what? Maybe it's not a glitch. If there's a whole lot of sacks, that does play into it a little bit, I believe. Or that does total passing offense. I don't know if that includes passing yards or not, actually. I don't know. Very interesting. Justin Forsett, though, 3 catches, 36 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. And look, they're glitching out all of the yards from the Ravens receivers here. Yeah, there's definitely some glitches going on because their leading receiver only has 36 yards, and there's no way. So, definitely some glitches happening. Come on, Madden. Come on, man. CJ Mosley leading the way with 12 tackles, sacks. 1 for Averill, 1 for Williams, 1 for Suggs, half a sack for KJ Wright and Marsh. Interceptions, 2 CJ Mosley and Kendrick Lewis, each getting an interception. Fumbles forced. We know there were some fumbles. CJ Mosley, Lewis, Wright, Wagner, and Briggs all forcing the fumbles. Fumbles recovered. Mosley, Lewis, Wright, and Wagner recovering the fumbles. It's the Super Bowl. We'll check out the rest of the stuff that's not likely. And, of course, no. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please smash that like button. Again, guys, tomorrow night, Friday, we are going to be doing the live off-season stream. I hope to see you guys there. I'd love for you guys to give me your input on what y'all would like to see happen. I'm looking forward to it. I hope y'all are. And I'll see y'all there. Later.